Welcome, my friends. We have using Lalo versus Hog attacks. We'll find out which one is better. Are they the same? Who knows, but look at this brilliance. Now, if you can get these sort of bowler bounces, it definitely helps a lot. You see the bowler bounce on the Tesla and the mortar. Now, you might be thinking, well, that's 12 space. What are you doing that for? It's all about pathing. It's really going to help later on in the loon pathing. Now, I've already said the king wizard trick. If you're not aware of this trick, you can put a king down on certain corners here and have wizards come behind and take down an air defense. Now, how can you decide? Well, look, see how the king's tanking for the cannon and the archer tower? So as the wizards come in to take down this air defense, look at that. King has full ability. Now, he did have a wall breaker fail here. Look at that, the mortar! The mortar hit the wall breakers. That's just unlucky. If the queen had gotten inside the base, imagine so much more damage. She would have gotten the expo down. So that would have been a nice little extra bonus for her. But unfortunately, wall breaker fails do happen. That was just bad timing, bad luck. Now, on this sort of base, why would you have to deal with the queen, and it's going to be hard to actually use skellies. You got two inferno towers and a bomb tower near the core here, so you might be thinking, well, man, that's really dangerous to do those skellies, isn't it? Well, look what's going to happen here. We'll see the glory of the awesomeness. Now, he's going to rage up here and is going to freeze the queen. Now, look at that. A lot of times, I think he was definitely trying to freeze that Inferno too, but he was like, you know what, if he can get the queen freeze and an Inferno tower down with the freeze, the skellies will take out the queen immediately, and that's what happened. So, again, sometimes, you just kind of have to plan for those things, even with the messed up expo. Now, imagine, see this expo right here? The queen was supposed to get it. This one expo actually could have ruined the whole entire raid. Because it was planned to go down, it did come down to the wire, and with this last sweeper, but thankfully map 7, the man himself had quite a few loons left. So in the end, it still came down to the wire. I mean, you can't really get much closer than this. The sweeper almost messed it up. This expo almost messed it up, but just enough in the end. So there is the beauty of it. Now, do you always have to freeze the queen? No. Sometimes, because a lot of times queens track a hound, if you put a hound in front of her, she'll actually chase the hound, and that's actually a good indication. She'll chase a little bit, she'll be stuck on the hound, then you can put a rage down, then those skellies on it. So if that needs a plan, you can do that, because if she did chase the hound, which if you didn't freeze her on this base, and for instance, the double infernos would not have killed both of your skellies. So again, sometimes it just depends, it just depends your skill level. So keep practicing that skelly trick. But again, very nice usage of pretty much a suicide hero king wizard trick on an air defense and taking the base down very, very nicely. Thank you for showing us that. Now we're up with Beast. He is a beast himself, making it happen at the 10v10 realm. He is on fire these days, on fire. This is a hog attack. Now there's a couple hog tricks. I've already showed you videos on queen walk hogs, like queen walk mass hogs. You bring like 30 hogs or something, or more even. 30 with CC hogs, it can be up to that high. So on this one though, going to use a little kill squad. Now, why a kill squad? Well, the value of the kill squad is going to be pretty high, and a suicide queen. Now, the reason why you do suicide queens, now maybe in your clan you don't have it, but all the clans up here, they're pretty much rocking hound CC, or at least a golem CC. There's very few. They'll try to trick you sometimes with non-hound CC, but that's why you see a lot of times in our league, in the upper CWL leagues, people using suicide heroes, in the sense queens just doing just like she did. She was just helping some funneling there. She was helping taking down structures, etc., etc. Now the kill squad is used because there's going to be decent value here. Because he's put wizard towers all together in a king queen here, you're going to need a little decent kill squad. If you didn't bring the golem with you, if you didn't bring your bowlers just wouldn't get the job done. So very nicely done with the golem, some bowlers behind, taking down both heroes, taking down wizard towers, and not even taking down both infernos. And that's okay. He planned that, you know what, if he doesn't get down both infernos, that's not the biggest deal. Because he had the pathing straight to the inferno, Hogs weren't wasted time. They went right to the Inferno Tower, so it wasn't a big deal. And on the second Inferno Tower, he's got a freeze. Now, it's, again, it takes planning. You just can't wing these attacks. You gotta really plan these attacks. If you don't plan these attacks, I guarantee you, you know what's gonna happen? Usually you're gonna have some big fat fails. So again, very nicely done. Man, those giant bombs really taking those hogs to hurt, to the pain, to the something or other. But a nice poison spell on the skellies, keeping those hoggies up a little bit longer. But a little weakness in the base. You know, if you see that sort of with an weakness in the base, we got those wizard towers together with the expo. You know, do a little kill squad there. Do a little kill squad, and maybe on the back end do some hogs, or you could do a gobo drag. Maybe, yeah, I've seen gobo drags before. This base would not have been the best for it, just because some of the how the placement was. But the gobo ho on this one, yeah, man, because you didn't have to use really hardly any spells. For the king, just one spell for the king, and then the rest he had for the hogs. So no jump needed because just kind of everything was kind of clumped up where it was supposed to be. But thank you, Beast, for showing us that you are truly godlike in your attacking skills. I mean, you just can't get better than that, guys. You can't get better, or can you? Now this is a gobo. What? This is a gobo Lalo. So very different, you don't see it too often at Town Hall 10. I mean, it's still a viable option, but a lot of times, certainly now with the new meta, you're seeing a lot of bitch attacks, you're seeing a lot of spam minor attacks, so it's very cool to see some old school kind of strategy coming out to play on this base. Now, I know it's not maxed out, but again, these anti 3-star CWO bases are extremely tough. These aren't your internet bases. These aren't your just, you know, I can take down this base super easy. Well, look what's happening here. Using queen. Now you might be thinking, well, isn't he just wasting this queen? I mean, she only got down like 4 structures or something. Well, see, she's not being wasted. She's helping funneling. She's helping take down some defenses, because if you send her into the core with the kill squad, look what happens. She just locks onto the hound and nothing happens. She's worthless. She is actually worthless. Actually, this queen went OP. She got so much. She got a wizard tower. She got archer towers, Teslas. So this time the queen went hammer style. So kill squad going in, because again, hounds, the king and the bowlers don't shoot hounds. If you didn't know that, they don't have any spears. All they have is their little swords and rocks. I don't think you can throw rocks into the air that high. At least I'm not aware of it. And then he's just going to load this back end section. He's got a freeze. Now, why isn't he freezing the first Inferno Tower? Well, I've already talked about this before. Because you have more hounds up at the beginning of a raid, you typically, if you have 2 Inferno Towers up, you typically, or not typically, you usually should, unless you're bringing 2 freeze, which you don't need 2 freeze, because you should have your pathing, you freeze the second Inferno Tower. Because you have your tank hounds up at the beginning, that means they're tanking for some Inferno rays. They're providing tank for other archer towers and things of that nature, wizard towers and things like that. So you save the freeze for the back end, if that makes sense. It's all about being smart, guys. It's about being smart. It's not about being hasty. Because if he didn't have a freeze for the back end, he could have failed. I don't know if he had enough loons. I think he could have gotten the job done. But it would have been he would have lost a lot more loons, and it could have been a fail. So spells make a difference. So you be the judge. Do you like the Gobo Lalo, or something in between, the suicide Lalo, I should say. So different strategies for you to work on, practice up, hopefully learn something. And maybe I'll pass out a little A in Clashology School, because that's what you just attended. In-depth training on how to become the best Clash of Clans player in the world. Well, at least trying to be. We'll see you next time. Halo out.